Hey guys, I'm Austin.
I'm Trev.
And we're from Glory Visuals. We're a film production company based out of Omaha, Nebraska. And today we're super excited to unbox the Forza 60C.
Huge shout out to Nanlite for sending us these products to open up and review for you guys.
Yeah, this is actually our first brand partnership in terms of a company sending us products. And we've been using Nanlite products that we purchase ourselves for over 3 or 4 years now. Our first lights that we ever bought from Nanlite were the PavoTube 30Cs. We're still using them in this frame today. As you can see, they've been incredible. Literally one of my favorite pieces of gear that we've ever owned. Since then, we've picked up a few of the Nanlite 300Bs, which have been our absolute workhorse for key lights. It's what we're using to key light this video right now. They're amazing, bi-color, super affordable. As a company, we've always been big fans of underdog companies that really are putting out quality products at great prices. And that's what we found with Nanlite. Super big fans of Nanlite. We appreciate you guys. And we're super excited to implement this light into our workflow. There's been several shoots as we've been kind of anticipating this coming in, where I'm like, man, I wish I had the 60C because this would solve this problem. And so I'm super excited to see what problems that it solves for us on set, how it allows us to increase our level of professionalism on set and do things that we couldn't previously do.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right. So everybody just loves watching people open boxes, I'm sure.
Everybody.
So do you want to go through some specs? I'll get this bad boy out of the box.
Let me read some specs. So
Ooh,
first of
off, what a cute little case.
Look at the case. It's got a little name tag up there.
I love it's like exactly like the cases from the 300B, but it's just miniaturized.
It's tiny.
That's adorable.
I love this.
I love that.
Shout out Nanlite. Your cases are excellent. We've been literally banging around the 300B cases for 2 years now, and they're all still super solid, and zippers are great. We've never had an issue with the zippers or the cases just falling apart. We have had that with other brands that I will not name here today on this video. But we've had other brands' cases just absolutely fall apart after like a few months. So shout out to Nanlite. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so again, to start, this is the Nanlite Forza 60C RGB LAC light. What does RGB LAC mean?
It's so cute. Okay, so RGB LAC is the alternative to, okay, so first of all, early cheap LEDs that would try to be, you know, full color, they would use just an RGB chipset, which is just red, green, and blue. The problem with that is it doesn't exactly work when you just mix red, green, and blue to make white. Typically, it shifts to one color. They look terrible. A lot of stage lights use this technology, and it's just not very good at reproducing natural daylight, or white, if you will. And so then what companies started doing is they said, okay, we'll put RGBW and we'll put a white diode. And then some companies took it a step further, and that's what Nanlite's previous fixtures have been, is RGBAW, which is red, green, blue, amber, and white. And so that way you get a warm white and a cool white diode, and then you can balance, and that kind of makes them bi-color. What they did is they actually took it a step further, and they implemented technology that I believe Ari pioneered with the Orbiter. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think the Orbiter was the first RGB LAC fixture, which stands for red, green, blue, lime, amber, and cyan. And that's just, those are the 6 colors that represent all of the little diodes in the chip onboard LED. And the mixture of those 6 colors gives us something special. And I'm gonna read here what that does. But like I said, it's something that Ari pioneered, and the fact that Nanlite is including that technology on a light in this price point is pretty insane. They could have just gone RGBAW, but that's not where things are going. That's the past. So RGB LAC seems to be the future, and the benefit to this is that it provides a wider color gamut, more accurate colors, and higher color rendition across the entire color temperature range. Most importantly, skin tones should benefit the most. And so Nanlite adopted this RGB LAC technology for the 60C as well as their higher end fixtures. And once you get into Nanlux and their products, they feature that as well on the newer fixtures. So it's really just the next gen in LED technology, and it should give us better results than the prior version, I guess. So
basically you get that's super accurate color, and it's probably not hard to work with in post either.
I guess so, yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
The color temperature range of this thing, 1800 to 20,000.
Sheesh. And that's probably because of the color engine using the 6 colors. It's able to balance the red in there to go warmer, and then the cyan to go even cooler above your standards, you know. I think the 300B is 2700 to 6500. So if you think about that range versus this range, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's got a CRI of average 96 and TLCI average 95.
It just means that they're gonna reproduce good colors across the board.
Sick.
A lot of companies will inflate that because of marketing. What I'll say though is these have green and magenta adjustment now, which is great. The 300B does not, but the 300B is around the same CRI values as marketed, and we've never had issues with having terrible color rendition from those lights.
Nice. The max power consumption, that's pretty important to some people. Yep. 88 watts, it says. So 88 watts.
Little reflector.
Look at that tiny little thing. Everything's so mini. If you've used a Nanlite like key light before, like a bigger model, it's like that, but tiny.
It's so tiny.
Everything's so little.
Yeah, so to think that the first light we ever purchased, which was an Aperture 120D Mark II, really isn't that much higher wattage, and the size difference is just crazy. This doesn't have a power brick, just plugs right in. All of your power ballast and everything is built into the head, and it's super sick.
I love that.
What else we got in here?
What else do we have?
Okay, we got a handle. This is
just like V-mount power.
This is kind of probably my favorite accessory here.
Oh, that's sick.
So excited to show you guys that.
Yeah.
We got a power cable, I'm guessing, to power this guy. Yep. Strap in the case.
Little size comparison, quick.
Oh, wowzers.
So 300B, 60C.
Jeez.
Now, obviously, this is a more powerful light.
Right.
We're probably not going to use this as our key light, but maybe for certain things. For this, it probably would work just fine. Super compact, tiny light. This is something you can throw on a boom pole. You could hold up above somebody with a little softbox. Super excited to see how this can be implemented into our workflow, but let's ditch the case.
It's like your own little personal spotlight.
Yeah.
I love that, especially with this handle.
Yeah, so how does this... So this is also a handle. So I don't know if this is a duplicate, but let's see. Oh, you got a knife?
I got a knife on me.
Nice.
Check this thing out. So
does this one have a V-mount though? Okay, so this one has a V-mount. So they are different.
That's the difference. Okay, there we go.
So that one you can use 2 of the monitor batteries that we have.
Yeah, so standard
monitor. And then this one.
Nice. So this is the one that's.
Okay, so this one you use with a V-mount battery. So.
Which is weird. Why did this come in the box, but the V-mount handle didn't?
I don't know. I don't know if this comes with the package. I'm guessing this is the one that comes with it, and then this one you have to order separately.
Right. Maybe they included this knowing we were getting this handle? I don't really know.
So this, I would guess, you would snap on here.
Right.
Right? And then you could power the light.
Or maybe all of their power
continuously
just comes with the V-mount thing just in case you get that. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet that's what it is. They just provide the V-mount capability for you.
Sick. Well, yeah, the power brick has a little V-lock wedge here, which is nice because then you can slip this into the handle, throw this guy on top here.
It says the product weight in pounds, 2.4 pounds. That's it.
Sick.
Dang, this thing is little.
So yeah, you can literally hold this like this. You could throw this on a light stand as well and just have your power brick and everything nice and secure right here.
That's sick. What's a way that you can think about using this, like straight away? We'll probably show them this, but...
Yeah, so they have a little softbox that we'll run through in a separate video. We'll do all of the different modifiers. So this is a new mounting system. It's Nanlite's FM mount. Obviously, they can't put a big Bowens mount on a small fixture like this.
Right.
But what they did, and it's genius, is they included a Bowens mount adapter. So if you need to throw on a full-size Bowens mount onto this light, you have the adapter here, and then you have a separate yoke, so that way you're not putting all of the weight onto the yoke of the 60C and putting a big softbox on the front of it. Yeah. One thing I will say, just a mild concern with this Bowens mount, it is all plastic. And so I don't know that I would want to throw a big 48-inch softbox on this because it's really just plastic holding the clips in there. I would have really liked to seen this be aluminum. Obviously that would maybe increase the cost, but or at least have a stronger version available for purchase for those who want to use this with larger modifiers. Yeah, I really wouldn't probably put a big heavy softbox on the end of this. But again, this isn't the kind of light you're going to be using as your main key light typically. Most of the time, I would probably use a small softbox on this because that's what this light is for. It's small, it's compact, it's battery operable, and so I probably wouldn't use this modifier that often anyways, just because I will have bigger lights to put the big softboxes on. But just something to keep in mind, if this is, you know, your first light or your only light that you want to use as a key light, just keep that in mind that you might not want to get a huge softbox for it. So as I get this on here, we're gonna go over what are the different modes that this light can offer. What's this? Yeah, what's the effects? What options do we have here with this light?
It's got HSI mode, it's got RGBW mode, XY mode, and then something called gel mode, which is going to be added in a future firmware update. It's got 15 practical built-in effects to it. Dang,
there you have it. There's 100%.
Woo-wee! It's got Hue loop, CCT loop, INT loop, flash, pulse, storm, police car, TV, paparazzi, candle, fire, disco, bad bulb, firework, explosion, and welding. So 15 built-in effects. That's crazy. What was that? Probably 4 color modes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 color modes. 4th coming soon.
So I'm just in color temperature mode right now, warming it up.
Cool.
So that's 2000.
Woo.
Or that's 1800. So that's the minimum. 1800.
The warmest she'll go, huh?
And this is 20,000.
Dang, what a range. That's crazy.
The full range. And then you also have your green and magenta, which is really cool. You probably can't really tell on your end that it's changing, but getting green magenta control is really nice for sure. It's at 1% currently. So let's go 5600. Yeah, that looks really nice. Just looking at the bare face with my eyes, and then 27%. Wow. That's 100%.
I know, I have to not stare at it if I want to see anything ever again.
That's warm. That's putting out a lot of light. Look at that thing.
Gravy.
So I mean, literally, you could be shooting a music video and like,
this is insane.
Having it be a spotlight. You know what I mean? Just having the ability to hold a light like this.
Yeah.
That then I can throw on. I can throw on a modifier. Now I have like a flashlight beam looking thing.
You know what I'm excited?
That's even brighter.
I'm excited to light parts of houses when we shoot real estate videos that have garbage light in them.
Yes.
You can just hold that with you.
Sure. Yeah.
That'd be so nice.
Point it up at the ceiling if you want to just
bounce light.
Bounce some light. Obviously,
rather than like taking a huge stand and a huge light to set up for something.
This is sweet. Being able to grip this like this is going to be super useful.
That's what she said.
It's really bright. I mean, honestly, like
it honestly is.
It would probably be plenty bright as a small key for a setup like this. And like traditional Nanlite fixtures, it just has pretty much the exact same controls. You have a knob here for your intensity, a knob here to kind of access the menu and everything, and then a menu button.
Get it up there so they can see how teeny that power button is. I love that. Look at that thing. See?
The power switch?
Yeah, the power switch is like so smaller than my fingernail.
Yeah, it definitely would be pretty easy to bump, but
yeah,
sick. All right, so that's just HSI mode, or that's CCT mode.
Yeah.
HSI. Okay, that's super cool. So the ability to do literally any color.
That is epic.
Is freaking sweet.
Yeah, listen, we were pretty sure we'd love this light before it got here, and now it is confirmed. Haven't even used it on a set yet, and it's confirmed. It's hard not to, every time you change that color, it's hard not to just look right at the light to see what it's doing. I'm colorblind.
And this is 100% output.
You want to color test me?
Dude, it looks so sick. Even with a little bit of haze, like,
wow.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sick, dude.
So yeah, that's CCT mode. What else we got? We got hue loop. Just like as typical in Nanlite fixtures, you can change all the parameters. So right now we have it set to hue loop with a speed of 9 seconds. You can literally change that where it goes through the whole range in 2 seconds.
I love those
parties.
Dials. Those dials are smooth.
Yeah, the dials are great. The one thing I'll say is, and this is with every Nanlite fixture I've ever used, the intensity dial is like non-linear, and so the faster you turn it, the faster percentage it increases. I would prefer if both of the knobs had clicked preset kind of mechanical functions like the mode turn dial does. It's tactile, it's clicky. The intensity dial is just smooth, and it rotates infinitely. And so it's a little finicky. I would prefer just both of these to be clicked and have a more linear response. All right, that's hue loop.
What else we got?
CCT loop. So I don't know why you'd want to use this one, but I guess if you...
From cool to warm?
Yeah, I can't really think of like a use case. Intensity loop, that's just kind of pulsing. Again, if you've ever used an Nanlite product, you understand how these work. It's very simple. You just tell it what speed, what color temperature. You can do this with hue as well. So you can have it be a flashing red light. You can change what intensity range you want it to range from, and then the speed at which you want it to do so. So that's intensity loop, CCT flash. Let's see. Okay, so we can go as low. We can go as low as 100 milliseconds in terms of strobing. I don't think the 300B goes quite that fast. So yeah, if you want to do a strobe party, you got your strobe. Sorry.
Put a flash warning on this video.
For real. CCT flash, hue flash, same thing. We're not going to go full strobe mode for this one, but you can change your hue and the intensity and everything. CCT pulse. Kind of the same thing as flash, but it's pulsing instead of flashing. So you can change the speed on that as well. Hue pulse, same thing. Storm. Police car, that's kind of cool. You're under arrest.
Sick.
It actually more emulates like the actual cop car strobes because they are kind of spotlights that just rotate.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Pavo tubes are really more of like a soft light. And so both can be effective, but this kind of seems more like if a cop car were right next to you. That's pretty accurate looking.
In my proofs, that's exactly.
And then you can change from red, green, or red, blue to blue, white. You can do red, blue, and white depending on what kind of lights the police in your area use. Just blue, so there's a few different options there, and you can change the speed and everything like that. TV, it's just gonna kind of flicker. Paparazzi. Candle. Disco, baby.
Disco.
Disco.
My kids love disco mode on the Pavo tubes.
So you can have a party.
Let's go.
Bad bulb. Fireworks. Explosion. Explosion. Oh, must be on a timer. So I wonder if you can do... Okay, so you can't do explosion with, but fireworks you can do different colors, which is cool. Explosion, welding, and back to hue loop. In our next video, we'll be going over the full FM mount modifier catalog. So if you want to see the softbox, the projection attachment, and the Fresnel lens that comes for this mount system, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified when we drop that video.
Thanks for joining, guys. We'll see you in the next video.